Hey everybody, this is TJ the Mecha Kid bringing you guys the Mecha Kid show on YouTube. We are live and ready to go right now. So I need to talk about Star Wars Celebration right now. I'm a little depressed that I'm not out there in London having a good time with all the other Star Wars fans. But there have been some crazy new announcements that have been out with Star Wars Celebration. We got everything from the new Rogue One trailer going all the way up to Episode 8. Mark Hamill in his very own one-man panel, pretty much talking about the Killing Joke, Batman, reading lines in his Joker voice. I mean, we're talking some serious stuff here, man. Ignore me for a minute. I'm just trying to get set up right now. So, I'm live right now on YouTube and Facebook. If you guys need the link, I will definitely leave the link in the chat down below. So, with everything that's going on with the new Star Wars movie down below, so I'm really excited to see Jen Asa and Rey. They are really just some of my favorite people from Star Wars right now. I want to say they're specific group. Sorry, we had some technical difficulties on the YouTube channel, but the YouTube channel is back up. So definitely go check out the YouTube channel. So Jin Asa is apparently, from what I've gathered, there's not a lot of background information on the character. They say that she is a bit of a civilian that becomes a soldier. She's recruited into the rebellion just because of her disposition of attacking different imperial installations and officers and things like that. She's really, really great. She's really reminiscent of, I want to say, Han Solo, and I want to say, I want to say Finn in some ways. Simply because, excuse me for a minute, that's my co-host texting me. Simply because of her drive and her connection to the rest of her supporting cast. And I'm sorry, Donnie Yen being in the movie was, okay, so we got Jin Asa and Donnie Yen. Those are the two selling points for me. As soon as I heard about that, I was like, oh, I'm on board. Like this, I mean, you don't have to convince me of anything else. I'm sorry, bear with me here for a minute, folks. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to post the link to YouTube down in the description, so you guys can definitely check out what's happening on the YouTube channel. And maybe you can see us a little bit better. You know, it's a little dark. And give me a thumbs up in the down there in the video if you guys can hear me. All right. You know, I got to make sure my audio is doing well right now. It's kind of dark. The lighting's not the best. But you guys give me a thumbs up down there if you guys can see. And if you guys really want to come and talk, you could talk down there in the chats. You can use the YouTube link there to check it out. Definitely try to use YouTube, guys. Trying to get some more hits here. And we can actually live chat about stuff here. Hey, and my co-host is here. Hey, Carrie, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Awesome. We are actually streaming on YouTube right now. The world can see you.
Ooh. How scary.
It is very scary. Very, very low-key stalker-esque. But so real quick, what I was discussing was you know, the new Star Wars stuff that they recently released for Rogue One, because that trailer was sick. I didn't get a chance to see it, but the people in London definitely got to enjoy it. That new female character, Jin Asa, I'm like totally smitten with.
Are you white girl fangirling over her?
Yeah, I'm white girl fangirling right now. I can't even. I just can't even. I was reading on Twitter recently that people were giving her a lot of flack for being, oh, another female Star Wars lead. And I was like, why?
The female, what most people who say that don't seem to realize is if you pay attention throughout every trilogy they ever made, the strongest characters, the ones with the best personalities, the ones that have the most people recognize them, are the female characters.
Thank you.
They are iconic. And I mean, yeah, the male characters are just as good, but it's not quite the same.
No.
You know, people don't seem to realize that.
No, they They don't, and I completely agree because I mean, look at Princess Leia. I don't think the movies would have been the movies without Princess Leia. And I mean, no
Sorry.
matter how insignificant, even like the smaller characters, side characters, people like Admiral Akbar, things like that, like the guy who's like, it's a trap. I mean, had he not said that line, I don't think that movie would have been half as good. I'm sorry. It's the little things that count. And Princess Leia, like my favorite, I call it form. My favorite form of Princess Leia was probably in The Empire Strikes Back, because she was at that point where she was like not putting up with Han Solo's shit. Like, she didn't do it even in the first movie. She was like, I'm not putting up with Han Solo shit. Even though she liked him, she was like, yeah, don't try to get, slick, and don't try to finesse me, okay? I don't need that. People like Rey, even though they didn't promote her as the main character, she was still probably one of the best Star Wars females out there.
Without a doubt. I like the fact that, they are actually... What?
I didn't say anything. Keep going.
Okay, no, you had a weird look on your face. The fact that, they actually are... Okay, you need to stop with the weird faces. You're throwing me off here. My brain is not at full capacity. The fact that, they did make their main character, they stuck with the same, 2 male main characters and a female, but rather they brought her, finally realized the strength of their female characters and brought her to the forefront, so that way it was the same but still different. I think it was a good mark on them, and I think people are making a big deal about it because they're not used to it, because so far, they haven't come out and said, oh yeah, this is the number one main character. This is what the entire series or trilogy is going to revolve around. And so people aren't used to that because of the other 2 trilogies. But at the same time, you have just as many people who are getting pissed off that because they are the main characters, they are not receiving the credit and everything that comes along with being a successful trilogy. Like, they're doing a lot of that.
Agreed. I mean, when it comes to, I'm biased. I love Rey. I love everything about Rey. And the actress.
Everybody loves her.
Yeah.
Even though I have a girl, she is amazing.
She is.
Here for the.
I think, honestly, when it comes to any form of pop culture, whether it be books, comic books, video games, I mean, movies, it doesn't matter. I think female characters are actually a little more enjoyable than male characters, simply because there's a lot more layers to them. As a male, I mean, that's just how I feel.
There's a line from a book that I read, and it's slightly out of context, but at the same time, it means it's the same thing. And it's 2 characters who are mercenaries, and they're both female. And somebody who is hiring them on turns around and says to them, sometimes I feel like the females have to do twice the work to receive half the credit. And I think it's very, very true no matter what you apply it to. And like not going into, all the politics of, gender equality and everything like that. But it does feel like the girls are so much more badass than the guys and receive so little praise for it, or, so little, recognition compared to the male characters. Like, just look at, like, Wonder Woman. She's considered one of, like, the top 3 for DC. But how many movies have come out for Wonder Woman? How many Superman movies have come out? How many Batman movies have come out? Or what about, Black Widow? They're finally, after fans have been freaking out about this, starting to talk about giving her own movie. And she has been a key character in every movie.
And I agree.
she's not receiving that credit and that adulation that she deserves is kind of irritating.
Very, very. I mean, I think it took, and it's sad that it took the fans to push it and to tell Marvel, like, hey, give Black Widow her own movie, please. Please give her own movie. She's earned a solo movie. Everybody else in the Avengers,
earned it a while ago.
Yeah, I will be there when the movie drops. I'll be there the first night to see it.
I think there's going to be a lot of people. I think Marvel will be very, very surprised at how well that movie will be taken. I think Ryan Reynolds actually even said in an interview that Marvel doesn't know what to do with their female characters. They know how to make them, but they don't know how to, put them out in the public. And they also don't seem to realize just how many girls are into superhero movies and comics. Like, they're they are already successful, but if they were to aim their success and what they do just a little bit more towards the girls' way, just finally putting out more female superheroes, just putting out more movies about female superheroes, anything like that, more merchandise. I mean, I type in Captain Marvel and I get Captain America. And I find maybe 4 things compared to all the stuff for Captain America. And yeah, I get it. Captain America has actually come out. He's now had 3 movies. He's been part of 2 Avengers. I get that. But even beforehand, you were more likely to find Captain America than Captain Marvel. And she outranks him.
Exactly.
Both in the way they write her character and actually when they show them in the military, one of the first things they say in her comic is she's talking around, joking around with him. She goes, "You do realize I outrank you, right?" She hits the rank of colonel, and he gets an honorary captain title.
Even War Machine outranks Captain America.
That's just. It's just, I can understand, there is the appeal of Captain America and a lot of the male superheroes. Not knocking them at all. They're all fantastic. But so are the female superheroes, and I mean, how many people know that She-Hulk even exists? And she can probably kick the shit out of the Hulk because she accepts her form and accepts who she is.
Exactly.
And we've talked about this before about female superheroes and their ability to support both themselves and the males. Between the camaraderie between the female superheroes and them actually helping out with the males. The males don't do that at all. And you actually will sell more items if it is a collab between different groups than you will on solos a lot of times. Because people like being able to see cameos of their favorite characters in different comics.
Exactly. And I completely, I agree. Team movies do a lot, do better. I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, look at the very first Avengers movie. You took all these different properties and threw them together in one movie, and you made $1 billion. Never been done before. Over $1 billion. It's probably one of the best Marvel collaborated films ever made. Now, when it comes to, it's just like you said with the female characters. They don't know what to do with the female characters. If you were to take that whole storyline, you remember when we went to go visit Lee and we saw the A-Force poster, right? Which was the all-female Avengers team. If they made a team like that and then made a movie out of it, or at least made an animated feature out of it, there you go. Signed, sealed, delivered. It's gonna make money.
And the sad thing for Marvel is DC's finally realizing that. DC has created a line of superhero and supervillain, all female toys and a show aimed at little girls. The way we all watch, the Ultimate Spider-Man or the 90s Batman, 90s X-Men, anything like that is now aimed. It's got, I'm trying to remember, Poison Ivy's in it, Catwoman is in it, Wonder Woman's in it, Batgirl is in it. They have a lot of their main females that are easily recognizable for girls, because they are just starting out, but it is aimed for it. And they have toys out there already for them, and I've had little girls come up and bring them, and I'm like, this is awesome. They're finally aiming superheroes at the one demographic they've been ignoring this entire time, that they don't realize that they could make so much money off of. And even outside of making money off of it, it's nice to see girls do the same thing as guys do.
And while we're on that, did you go see the new Ghostbusters movie?
I have not had the opportunity to. I don't have the money right now.
If you
I
ever
want to, but
Mm-hmm.
and this is not anything about it being an all-girls cast. I like the fact that it's an all-female cast. I like the fact that they reverted that. I really do. I almost feel like, as silly as some of the original Ghostbusters were, I feel like they just take it. The trailers I've seen, they've taken it over the top. I don't know how I feel about it, so I would have to see the movie before I can.
Well, let me put your mind at ease real quick. I've seen it. It hasn't came out yet. Oh no, it has. I'm sorry. I cannot talk. I'm thinking about the new Star Trek. It's good. There's some good cameos in there, and there are some good Easter eggs referring to the previous movies. And there's one really great cameo in it that I think you will love if you actually enjoyed the previous Ghostbuster movies. You'll look at it and you'll just be like, I understand now. I understand why this movie didn't deserve some of the crap it got. The fact that it's an all-female cast never bothered me. I actually enjoyed the cast.
That I like. I like the fact that it's an all-female cast.
Oh yeah. It was different. It was very refreshing to see. It really
I think
was.
that's what's throwing everybody off the most about it, because I've heard a lot of people say they weren't sure how they feel about it, and I think once again, I think that's what threw people off. Is because they're so used to 4 guys doing this, but they're putting it in a more modern time period. Where if you look at the time period where the original ones were at, like, yes, there was the push for equality between men and women. You know, there was all that sort of stuff going on. But they almost present females as, like, you never see them do, like, the tough job. You don't see one of them grab the suit and put it on to help them out. Their hands dirty. Yeah. And now we're more in a time period where women are more likely to get their hands dirty. So I think it is cool that they made it an all-female cast. But at the same time, I think it's throwing any true, you know, original Ghostbusters fan for a loop. Because they're like, wait, what? This has never happened before.
It's the same with it's the same thing I had to tell people about the new Independence Day movie. Everybody loves that first one, and they were like, "Oh, the second one is going to be garbage because it doesn't have Will Smith in it." And I'm like, you have to go into these movies with an open mind. Don't try to watch it as a sequel or a remake to another movie. You have to go in giving it a clean slate. You have to look at it as just a movie that just happens to share the same name as a previous movie. If you do that, you will enjoy the movie that much more. And that's how I watched the new Independence Day, and that's why I loved it. So, you know, moving along from that, I have to ask you, I know you've seen the Rogue One trailer, and you've seen the new character. Without knowing anything about her, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you like her?
I gotta give her a good solid 8 or 9.
Wow.
I can't say anything higher than that. I like the fact that they show that she will take no shit from the very beginning. You know, I love Rey to pieces. I really do. But Rey is almost like a peaceful sort of creature. She only fights when she has to. Exactly. Type of a mindset. Which is there's nothing wrong with. I love her to pieces. She's the cutest thing on the face of the planet. Like, I fangirl over her so badly. You feel like
you're personally friends with Rey. Don't get me wrong.
I feel like it. She's the type of actress that makes you feel like you could walk up to her and you could be instantly best friends with her. That's what I love about her. But being a sarcastic, sassy person myself, it is super, super cool to see another female like that. She pulls no punches. And, you know, a lot of times I feel like there is that struggle with female characters of, do we have that shock value of having her like that? In which case they always seem to downplay it in the trailers. you know, and only show her that, to where it's still a shock to fans because they aren't expecting it? Or do we go with the stereotypical, the way we've always done a female character type of role, overly sexualize them, you know, or make them so sweet and innocent, and they don't do that with her. Like, she's badass.
Make her. You have two archetypes. You have Rey, and then you have Slave Leia from Return of the Jedi. What do we do with that?
Pretty much.
Here we go. Honestly,
Morgan and Christy.
Yay, we have Morgan and Christy joining us currently. We were talking about, we're actually live on YouTube right now, guys. Give me thumbs up down there in the chat.
Are you two with each other still?
Yeah.
They answered in unison, so that's how you know.
That's all I need to know.
But like I was saying, there are two archetypes. You have Rey, and then you have Slave Leia from Return of the Jedi. So
pretty much,
it's like, which one do we do? And they were like, you know what? Give me a mix of Han Solo with Rey, with a couple of droplets of sassy Princess Leia, slam them together, and you got Jen Asa from Rogue One. And her, the girl who plays her, I didn't even know. I had to go and do research. Kate Winston or something like that. Did not know that she was 32.
What?
I never would have guessed that.
But
you should never judge anybody's age by the way they look, because there's people who look significantly older than they are, and people who look significantly younger than they are. So
Harrison Ford. Mark.
That beautiful man. Don't get Morgan started on him.
Morgan.
Oh God.
Morgan, she's into Harrison Ford?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
She went to see the new Star Wars movie because of Harrison Ford.
She about that Han Solo life. Okay, I hear you. So I'm trying to think. So let me ask you this. Would you say that the new Star Wars movie, Rogue One, would you go and see that the first day it comes out? Or would you give it about a week?
I would like to see it when it first comes out. I'm really looking forward to it coming out. I really am. But I have the same thing that pops up with 90% of the movies that I want to see on the first day they come out of, will I have time and money? And unfortunately, that all comes before going to see a movie.
What about you, Morgan?
I'm not really into Star Wars that much, so I don't think I would watch Rogue One.
You mean you would go?
About the Solo life.
Exactly. You about that Han Solo life. It shouldn't be a problem. Hey, Alex.
Han Solo, spoiler alert, he's dead. So.
You know what? He's not dead. Okay. He's not dead. I don't like to talk about Han Solo being dead. All right. I mean, Kylo Ren just wanted to have him hug his lightsaber. That's all. That's all that happened. He was like, "Here, Dad, hold this lightsaber up to your chest and turn it on." So moving on. So let's talk about Harley Quinn for a minute. I have to touch base on Suicide Squad. Right now, they're saying Harley Quinn is the biggest comic book female character right now. Do you agree or disagree on that, Carrie?
I'd have to, as much as it kind of makes me really, really sad, because as much as I like Harley Quinn, I feel like there's a lot better characters out there. Like, I'm sorry, I'd take Poison. If you're talking about female villains, I'd take Poison Ivy over her in a millisecond. But there's something about her.
That in a second too, because I gotta ask why. Because I'm really.
But I will agree she is probably the biggest female comic book character right now.
Mm-hmm.
It just makes me really kind of sad that she is, because there's just so many more who deserve that highlight better than she does.
Agreed.
I like her, but she I don't feel like she's a good role model to put out there for girls. I feel like if you're going to hype up a certain person, you should do it with a superhero rather than a supervillain. Also, her mental state just concerns me.
Okay, what about you, Morgan? Do you agree or disagree, Morgan?
That she's the biggest thing out there
The
as
biggest...
far as characters go.
Yeah,
I agree because
bias.
even though Batman's my I'm trying not to be biased, but Batman is my favorite superhero of all time, and because Batman is overrated, and so of course all the villains are going to be overrated, and Harley Quinn just happens to be one of them, especially because of her relationship with the Joker.
Okay, so a lot of people who are going to see Suicide Squad, they're confused about the Joker's place in the Suicide Squad movie. So let me give you guys some clarification. I finally got some real clarification on that. So Harley Quinn, Deadshot, and all the rest of the cast are part of a team that is supposed to go and recruit this girl called the Enchantress, okay? She's like an Omega level type of character. The Joker's place in this movie is he is doing his hardest to get Harley Quinn back. They split up. She was captured by the government. She was locked away, and he's desperately trying to get her back, hell or high water. He's like, screw the mission and screw the world. I'm trying to get Harley Quinn back no matter what. So that's where he comes into play. There's no deeper motive beyond that. He kind of has a one-track mind about that.
Which is hilarious because he doesn't want her when he has her.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean it's a very cohesive relationship.
Yeah, they do. And you were talking about her mental state. I agree. She's what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say a masochist, but it sounds like that fits. Because she got thrown from a window once, and she still ended up with the Joker. She was, I think, shot, left in a burning building. She was forced to leave her daughter to be with the Joker once, which was pretty crazy. So I mean, and actually I don't even really see Harley Quinn as a villain. Only in certain adaptations they show her as a villain, but when you look at her as a whole, she's more so of an anti-hero almost, because she's renounced the Joker like so many different times, and she doesn't really like pillage and blow things up, and
She teamed up with Poison Ivy.
And Poison Ivy's not really a villain either.
Yeah.
She's borderline retired too. She's a part of the Birds of Prey. I mean, will she occasionally steal stuff? They're both kleptos. That's all they are. They're just kleptos. They're kleptomaniacs. That's it. Hey, Krista. Thanks for coming.
The big thing with Harley that, again, I feel like, you know, yeah, we talk about her a lot, and she receives a lot of attention, but it's kind of scary in a way that she receives that much attention, because I'm all about putting positive role models out there for girls, and you literally, here it is, like the biggest female super anything, you know, out there.
Right now.
Well, I mean, she's fantastic, but I'm seeing more girls aim towards Harley Quinn because of the fact that they go out and they portray her a lot more. Because even with Wonder Woman being big right now, do you know how much merchandise is out there for her?
Zero.
Nothing compared to what they have out for Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Nothing compared to what they have for her.
Chris, you're live me right now.
Huh?
You're about to make me laugh. We're live on YouTube right now. You're about to make me lose it.
But the thing is because she has such an unhealthy mindset that I don't like her. You know, she was supposed to try and save the Joker and help his mental state. Instead, she becomes crazy herself, and then throws herself, up until recently, and all the classics and what 99% of us know about her, throws herself into an abusive relationship after abusive relationship with this toxic person, and he changes her when she is acting as a villain. It's because of him.
Yeah.
And it changes her from a decent human being into a monster sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen some comics, she does some terrible stuff.
Oh yeah,
You know, yeah, by herself she's a superhero, but you know, the fact that she is the big face out there, and she's the one that girls see now, really, really bothers me.
Yeah.
It just comes back to that she's not a good role model, and they have other people that deserve that attention a lot more.
So I have to ask you, Morgan. I know she's one of your favorite characters, hands down. Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
Why is she one of your favorite characters?
I think it has a lot to do with the Joker and her banter between, like, her banter with the Joker.
You love their relationship? Is that what you're saying?
I don't love their relationship because, like I said, they're very physically and emotionally.
Mm.
But in a way, they complement each other.
Yeah. Yeah, they do, but at the same time, they work for each. They complement each other, and then there are other times when they're just like not on the same page. She wants to be affectionate. He wants to plan.
Joker is for a reason. He has no excuse or no reasoning for why he does it.
This is true. This is true. Well, I gotta move right along here. So recently I found out about the solo Han Solo film that's coming out.
Ew.
This guy named Alden Enrique. I can't say it right. Hopefully that's how you say it. I mean, if anybody else knows the translation, please tell me. He's going to play Han Solo.
He's on another show.
Yeah, he's playing Han Solo, and every time I look at him, I just don't see it. I really just don't see it. He will never be as good as Harrison Ford was in that role. I promise you. I mean, I'll go and see it just because it has Star Wars written on it, but he will never be as good as Harrison Ford.
That's unfair. That's unfair to compare him to that. He's never going to be better.
Morgan, you're just biased.
I'm not biased. It's not an unfair comparison. It's just like when Jack Nicholson Joker.
Yeah.
And everybody loved it. And Heath Ledger took over the Joker part, and people were like, no, he needs to drop out, don't like him. And when the movie comes out, they actually like him. Yeah.
Yeah. Heath Ledger's Joker. Okay, Jack Nicholson and Heath Ledger will always be my Jokers. I'll accept nothing less. I mean, Jared Leto, I'm willing to give a chance, but from what I hear, he did a good job. He did his research. So moving on real quick, Christy, I have to talk to you about your cosplay and your sewing get together that you had. How did that go?
I think it went fairly well.
So were you able to get anything done with any of your costumes?
No.
I could tell by that face and by Carrie's head shaking. Absolutely not. Little known fact.
I got the most done, and I couldn't even get my fabric all cut out.
Yeah.
God.
So you still have the same amount of fabric that you had going over.
Look, I had over 12 yards of fabric for the main part of my dress alone.
Oh my gosh.
But I blame Morgan.
I didn't do anything.
It sounds like none of you did anything from what I heard.
What is doing something?
Well,
Yeah.
I kind of taught most of them the basic themes, how to put a sewing machine together.
It took her forever to figure it out.
Yeah, because
We all had
all three of them had different types. Sorry.
Wow. So now that I'm talking to you three about that, since we're on that subject, Chrissy, I have to ask you, what made you decide on being an ice fairy for, AWA coming up here? What made you land on that? That's what I want to know. Of all
Alright.
things.
Well, me and Morgan were shopping in Forever 21. I put on a headband that had like tons of flowers on it,
Hmm.
and she pretty much went, oh, "We should be fairies."
That's how the thought came
Yeah,
about.
pretty much.
One
It was very
headpiece to rule them
spontaneous.
all. One
Yep.
headpiece to rule them all. I got you. What about you, Morgan? I don't know what you're doing, but what made you decide on that thing that you're doing that I don't know about, which is totally cryptic?
Well, I always wanted these outfits.
So
And
no?
I've always wanted one of those costumes. And so I decided to get one. And I'm really nervous about wearing it, but I'm gonna power through it.
Well, I can't wait. I can't wait. Christy says I'll like it. So moving right along. So I need to ask each one of you, who is like your definitive. You don't care what this person is in, you will go and see the movie regardless. Favorite actor, male actor. We'll get into female actor.
Oh.
I need your favorite male. Number one. Let's say
But
he.
he's dead.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Tell me.
Alan
Alive or
Rickman.
dead? Who?
I lost my heart to Alan Rickman. He died and didn't give it back.
Yeah, I've never loved a guy as much as I loved Alan Rickman. I'm sorry.
I cried so hard when I found out he died. I cried for over half an hour straight, and the only thing that caused me to stop was I had to get ready for work, and even then, if I didn't have to go, I was so depressed for the rest of the day, and for like...
For everybody who doesn't know who Alan Rickman is, shame on you, number one. And number two, he was the Sheriff of Nottingham in Robin Hood, and he was also the best character in the Harry Potter series, in my opinion, Severus Snape.
He was a lot of different things. He was a fantastic actor.
He was the
no
one
matter
thing
what.
that mattered. He was amazing. That's what he
He
was.
was the one thing that mattered. I watched Sweeney Todd to watch him as the judge in it. Like, everything he was in, he managed to be absolutely amazing and snarky and sarcastic. And though I have to say, my favorite role for him is probably the Metatron from Dogma.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
I think my
Great.
favorite Alan Rickman role, I always have to go back to it, is the Sheriff of Nottingham in Robin Hood, because he was hilarious. I mean, he wasn't supposed to be funny, but to me, he was hilarious. I could watch that movie a billion times and never get sick of it. What about you, Morgan?
Tom Hanks.
Favorite male actor?
Tom
It doesn't
Hanks.
matter what this guy is in, you will watch it.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks?
Yeah.
Please tell me your favorite movie is Forrest Gump, Morgan.
No, it's Toy Story.
Are you serious? I love Forrest Gump. I love Toy Story too. So let me ask you this: why Tom Hanks?
I think because he has such a great range as an actor. He can play comedy, he can do kids movies, he can do drama. He can do...
He's very dramatic. Okay. What's your favorite scene from Toy Story, Morgan?
Probably the scene where Woody is shouting at Buzz and he's like, "You are
a toy!" I think my favorite part, I always lose it. Like, I will run out of the room laughing. It's so funny. Is when they're in Sid's room and like Woody's talking to Buzz and he's like, "Buzz, will you get up here and give me a hand?" And then he throws his arm up there. And he's like, "Yeah, that's very funny, Buzz. This is serious."
And I love Castaway because
Castaway makes me laugh too. I'm sorry.
Castaway makes me
It's a comedy to me. That's what Castaway
I
is.
was attached to volleyball in my life until I saw Castaway.
Did you buy a Wilbur ball?
I did.
I know you did. You drew a face on it too, didn't you?
Probably, yeah, maybe.
I know you did. I know you did. Christy,
Hmm?
who is your favorite male actor?
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp? Why? I already know the answer, but tell me why.
Instead of him being hot,
Because what?
Now I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it smart. Uh,
When you have to think.
yes. He's just a very good actor. Like, he pretty much becomes that character for every movie that he plays. And I think that
He's very committed. If you guys can hear us down there in the comments, please give me a thumbs up, please. I mean, I think those are the best actors, the ones that are 100% committed to their role. So what is your favorite Johnny Depp movie? Like, you could watch it a billion times and never get sick of it.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Thank you. Thank you.
Love pirates.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Have you guys ever seen him in Sleepy Hollow?
I've seen him in Sleepy Hollow. I love him in Sleepy
That is
Hollow.
one of my favorite Johnny Depp movies. He is probably my second favorite actor, male actor, because I agree with Chrissy. He is just absolutely amazing. He can do any part you throw at him.
Favorite part
You know,
of that
and
movie is when he's in the
just as
bed.
well.
He was like, it was a horseman. He had no head. Just calm down. We know what you're talking about.
I
He
really like
had
Sweeney
no
Todd.
head.
That's pretty good too.
Sweeney Todd was really good.
So, we only got another 5 minutes left. So I have to ask, got to get on your favorite female actresses. Gary, you know I got to start with you. I'm sure the list is probably long, but number one.
Actually, it is actually smaller. Maybe I'm just more particular with my actresses. I don't really care for many of them, actually. But number one, without a doubt, I absolutely am so in love with this woman, is Helena Bonham Carter.
Really?
Because she is sass personified. She makes she's kind of like Johnny Depp, and she's in a lot of different types of movies, and she can play all different types of roles, but she never plays a weak female. And that's actually something that she's stated before that she'll never do. That's not her type of part. That's not what she wants to do. And just if you just see her even outside her characters, she's such a cool person. Like, she took so much fun in playing Bellatrix when she played her. For those of you who don't know how beautiful that woman is and who she is.
Oh, yeah.
She's amazing. She actually took one of her Bellatrix wands home, and she said that in an interview that whenever one of her children would bring over a friend who she didn't like, she would pull out the wand and pretend to be Bellatrix and chase them out of the house.
Yeah, I couldn't handle that. Couldn't. I had to go running out of the house.
I want to be her so badly. If I could be her, I would be very happy.
You just meet her and it's like, I want to be you. How do I be you?
I told you, keep telling people, my life goal is I want to become her, and then I want to become Sophia from Golden Girls, and then I can die happy.
It reminds. I'm glad you said something about Golden Girls, because somebody. I was watching a movie and somebody made reference to it, and I think he was telling his daughter, he was like, why are you selling these kind of drugs? Why don't you sell like classic drugs, like, you know, heroin or cocaine? And he was like, Dad, those are like old people drugs, okay? Blanche did heroin. And I was like, wow. What about you, Christy? Favorite female actress?
I really don't have one.
Really?
I'm not a big movie person.
Really?
But she answered with Johnny Depp quick enough.
I know she answered Johnny Depp at the drop of the hat. She didn't even think. Johnny Depp.
Well, that's always been my favorite.
I didn't even get to finish my question before she said Johnny Depp. Your favorite female actress? Johnny Depp. But he's not.
He can do it.
Johnny Depp, though.
He probably did.
What about you, Morgan?
Sandra Bullock.
Did you say Sandra Bullock?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a funny story about Sandra Bullock. I used to have a crush on Sandra Bullock. Uh, what movie? Speed. I had a crush on her in Speed with Keanu Reeves. I'm sorry. That's probably my favorite form of Sandra Bullock, period. And Miss Congeniality, and that's about it. What's your favorite Sandra Bullock movie?
Let's see. Miss Congeniality.
Miss Congeniality?
Yeah.
Why Miss Congeniality?
Because I like the fact that she's a tomboy that turns into this beauty queen. And that she's just one of the guys for that.
I got you. Okay. Okay. I didn't get to ask you, Carrie. What's your favorite movie with Miss Bellatrix Lestrange in it?
I really, really, really love her in the Alice in Wonderland movies. I love her as the Queen of Hearts.
Yes.
Like, I think it's, like, the best role for her ever. Like, she does so well in some of her other roles, but there's just something about the way she portrays that character. Like, Queen of Hearts is a lot of people's favorite character from those. And just something about the way she does it makes it both new and the same. Like, she manages to fill that role so well that I just love watching her in it.
Yeah, she's great. Honestly, I feel like she needs to do more movies. I feel like she should have one that comes out at least every year.
Every week.
Every week. Every week. You would go broke, okay? You would
I
literally...
would go, but it would be so wonderful.
She's so good. Oh my god. You know, like those commercials with the cigarettes where you have to give up a piece of your skin to get it? I think that's where you'd be with her films.
Probably.
Carrie, what happened to your eyelids? I sold them to see this movie.
To go see a lot of Carter.
That's funny. But we are now at 10 o'clock, and I have to wrap it up here, guys. Definitely go and like us on Facebook. Please tune in on Tuesday. We will be back to talk more nerdy things with you. So I will catch you guys Tuesday. Thanks for being here. Later.